Which Toy Story did he say not today, Zurg? Or was that in the cartoon one?
I think that was the second one. I don't know.
Well, in the first one, he thought he was real. Thought he was real.
Just ask me if I can do something.
Can you do something?
No, just ask me, like, hey, later we need to do this, okay? Just say that. Just come up with something crazy.
Hey, later we need to remember to pick up toilet paper.
Okay, let me check. Okay, not today, Chief.
What?
I'm just kidding, I messed that whole thing up. Let's start over. There's this thing, have you not heard this? Like, Chief. It's like, they say Chief or something like let me check, and then they pretend to be on the phone, and then they'd be like,
that's a thing?
Okay, Chief. Yeah, I swear. It's a new thing people do. They're like...
That's weird.
You're like...
That's a weird thing to do. To be honest, that's weird. Hi, thank you for joining us today. This is still... We're thinking about a name... for this, but haven't really landed on one super yet, so it still doesn't have a name, but it's just basically a video of us talking to each other. We're brothers. We like to make movies and films. That's what we advertise on this YouTube channel, but we also are just putting some videos of us having conversations up. So,
the ultimate question.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A or...
Zaxby's.
No every day? Okay.
All the time. What about you?
It depends.
Zaxby's.
The chicken, Chick-fil-A.
No.
Everything else, like the toast, the fries, Zaxby's.
Chick-fil-A is good, but it has nothing on Zaxby's.
I mean,
absolutely
I like
nothing on
sauce. Zax sauce and their fries.
I really want
with
Zaxby's.
The seasoning.
Why did you have to open with that question?
Because it's the ultimate question.
Shut up, man.
Oh, no. This is serious. What is the ultimate cracker for soup? Saltines, Ritz,
You're supposed to only give me 2 options.
No, the ultimate cracker. Any cracker in the world.
Any cracker in the world, to me?
For soup. Yep. The ultimate cracker for soup.
Those, like, octagon oyster crackers.
Oyster crackers, yep.
Those are great.
You think that's the ultimate
soup cracker? Yeah, that's the ultimate soup cracker right there. In my opinion, they go in any soup. They can go in chili.
I mean, they are really good. I mean, either that or...
They get soggy, but they're still good.
I guess, yeah. That is pretty good.
Well, we're going to be talking today about trends and why are things popular. Not most of the time kind of like pop culture, like creative industry or creativity with fashion and whatnot. Just a little things. Why do things become popular? Like, why does culture say a certain look or a certain trend is popular? And why do we do it? Something has been on my mind recently. I know it's not really the direction you're thinking about going, but why is the little bag...
Oh, fanny pack?
Fanny pack going around the shoulder. Why is that a thing right now? I saw some kids the other night. Now, the story behind that is about maybe about 5 months ago, actually. I looked up online, like just Googled 2019 men's fashion, and that was the biggest thing that came up, but they were all Europeans that were wearing it. Like, all of them. And so
you think Americans are behind
I was saying, without a doubt, in a few months, Americans are going to be doing the fanny pack across the chest. And then, apparently, it's been happening a while, like at schools and stuff. I didn't know it was already here until, like, 2 days ago. And I saw a couple kids doing it. So, it was here and I didn't even realize it.
Okay. My opinion, I guess, not singling out any specific... trendy thing, something that right off the bat I'm thinking is social media. I think that's a big influencer on why things are trendy. I think that's a big thing why most people are influenced by social media on their decisions. They hear somebody say, this is cool, so they're like, oh, I'm going to follow and say that's cool too because I heard this person say it's cool. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I would say the majority of people that do things is because someone else said it was cool, or they see a lot of people doing it, and so they just assume it's cool. Give me an example of what you mean by social media people trying to just be cool just because people are saying it is. Do you have one?
I mean, not for a trend specifically, but for, in my mind, I don't know if we should bring this up, but Trump, a lot of people say they don't like Trump, but
we're not going to be political.
Why don't they like him? Okay.
Okay, why don't they like Trump?
I think the majority of people, why they say they don't like him is because they heard through like social media, oh, people don't like Trump.
There's truth to that.
But then there's people who have their own opinion about that.
You can dislike Trump for a lot of reasons. You can dislike anybody for a lot of reasons. I think it is popular to dislike Trump in culture. I mean, I was watching a documentary the other day. I watched the second half of the documentary that Mackenzie was watching, and it was about like the Fire Festival. Have you heard of it? Mm-mm. Fire Festival was like this thing that happened I guess either last year or a couple years ago, where this con artist guy essentially was putting on this really big festival on an island. Said it's going to be like an all-inclusive, like luxurious package, and famous singers and stuff are going to be performing and staying there, and you can hang out with all these people. It costs like up to $100+ grand to go.
TanaCon?
No. It's like that, but on a bigger scale. This Fire Festival, people were flying to this island, and they had nothing but like little cheap tents to stay in, and the whole island was like pavement. It was just terrible. And by like when night came, people were like carrying around mattresses and lighting things on fire because it was just a disaster. And so, where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Fire Festival.
What's trendy?
Oh, on the documentary about this, they decided, because they were talking about this guy who was the con artist, and so they threw in this documentary that a little slight to Donald Trump by saying like, and Donald Trump's like the Fire Festival of the White House, where it's just all a con, you know what I mean? Like this big documentary narrative about this thing that actually happened. And then they decided to throw something political in there. It was disappointing personally because I didn't watch it to get a political narrative, and it wasn't all about that, but just the fact that they threw that in there was a little annoying to me. So yes, I think it is popular to dislike Trump, and I think a lot of people don't like Trump, not because they actually don't like him because they disagree with him, but because they don't know anything about him, and it's just popular to do that.
Okay, moving off of Trump, going into kind of the music industry, my thought is there's a lot of people that I know what's now is popular. People like current stuff too, but there's kind of a group of people that say old music was better because it just sounded better. That it's not like today's music. There's people that say that, and I guess there's bandwagon people who agree with that because other people say that. Do you like in that because other people are saying that? Do you think that's influencing?
So you just think like genres of music?
Genres of music, yeah.
Like people like certain genres of music that are coming out or that are throwbacks.
Yeah.
Or certain styles, and people like it just because culture is saying it's cool.
Yeah, and do you think that's going to influence? Liking it? That's influencing how music is going to be made.
Absolutely,
in the future.
For sure. I mean, there's a few artists that have made. I haven't listened to a bunch of new music and pop culture, but I will say I've heard just a couple, and I'm already seeing like there's already artists that are creating like hardcore disco style songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Off the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, it's reverting back to a certain style. And going back to clothes for a bit, it seems like the 80s and 90s is kind of coming back in, or there's like a surge of it. So like
talk about
loose clothes
Did you
and whatnot.
You know there's a trend, I haven't seen it a lot yet, but there's like a khaki style for guys that not tight, like skinny khakis, but loose khakis that are capris. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have seen that. I saw a pastor from LA who was preaching and stuff like, and I was like, that is a pretty hipster pastor.
Most trends that I see, I'm like, this is a little weird, but eventually I'm probably going to get on board with it. Just because, like, once everybody starts doing it, I'm like, I'll get on board. But that's something that I don't think I'll ever get on board with. I mean, just like the loose khaki capris.
I think it depends on what part of America you live in, on if it actually... Because there's a lot of people, I think, in, like, L.A. and whatnot that are doing that. And it's actually been around for a little bit. But it has not gotten its way to South Carolina. Not yet, anyway. I haven't seen anybody with it. So... What then actually makes things popular in culture? Like, for instance, the clothing or, you know, the memes or whatever, you know? Like, even what you opened with at the beginning, asking, like, Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's. Like, why is that a popular question these days? Because I've seen it all over the internet.
I mean, I think it's a little bit about social media, the internet, celebrities, people who are in the eye of... the media and stuff. They do something that's different. They're like, I want to do something different today, and maybe somehow it catches on, and then it goes from there, I guess.
Yeah. So you think it's influenced by people with influence?
Yeah, definitely.
So do you think that, like, this big Fortnite trend that has been just lasting forever? I feel like Fortnite's just not going away for some reason. It's like Minecraft. It just lasted and lasted. It just doesn't go away. Do you think that's because there was, like, a couple celebrities like Drake and then this guy Ninja who got popular doing it? They're just playing it, and so people are like, Fortnite's cool. When, to be honest, it's not the coolest game, but everyone's playing it because there was just people with influence that started playing it.
Probably, and I also think it's a little bit... If you probably look at the age range of people who are actually playing it, it's probably like, I mean, Fortnite is still like a gun shooting game. You kind of
it's just a battle game. Like
battle game, but it doesn't have the graphics or all the, would you say, violence of most like war video games. So it's probably, I guess, more towards the younger crowd than the people who like are the older crowd playing the war games. But then people, it's kind of gradually just everybody started playing it, and it got popular that way.
That's interesting. I know I'm not much of a gamer at all, but I know there are certain things, and I don't even really follow trends. Like with style, I'm wearing skinny jeans, but skinny jeans have been around forever, so it's not really stylish at this point. It's just kind of normal. I'm not really big on style. So what is it that you think causes some people to have a desire to want to be all over the trends that's current, and then some people just like with me, what do you think's going on with people like me that's just like, I don't really care?
I guess some of it's kind of just following the crowd, wanting to be accepted, kind of going to that thing that's cool. Like, in my mind, I know we didn't bring this up, but people who like vinyls, it's cool to listen to vinyls rather than just like in a song that's like from like iTunes, because it's cool to have it. It's almost like, oh, I'm classy to have a vinyl player. But I mean, there is, some people say vinyl sounds better, but is it more feasible? Is it like, can you actually, like, is it worth having like an actual vinyl that's so big and stuff, and the vinyl player and stuff too?
I mean, true. I know the two people that like vinyls are people that genuinely know music and good sound, and they can hear the difference, and people that are just wanting to be cool. I guess I wouldn't say I'm really good at that. I have a vinyl. I mean, I have a vinyl collection, and a couple actually record players. So I would that might be a trend that I could say I'm on, because I wouldn't say I'm really good at I wouldn't say I'm really knowledgeable about the way it sounds, that I know sound, and so I like it because of the way it sounds. I do like the way it sounds, but it's not like, I'm not like I would pick that over the other every time, you know what I mean? So I would say that might be something that is the reason why I got vinyl is because I liked the aesthetic. I liked the culture of vinyl. I liked you know, the slow turn. I like the little needle that you finding the spot. I just like the classiness of it. And I also like the way it looks when people come into the house and they see we have like a little corner that has a record player and a collection of records and everything. That's pretty cool. So maybe it is just an image thing for the most part.
Yeah.
Do you think people genuinely like certain things, or are people just faking it? You know?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, there is those people who do, and then there's people who just like, they see other people doing it and they're like, I want to get on this trend because I want to be like this person, or I want to get on the trend.
Okay. So, here's the big question that I kind of want to talk about as we wrap up. Do you think that's healthy? Like, do you think it's healthy to constantly be saying, this is something that's popular? You know what I mean? Because if you're more likely to be listened to by the younger generation or be able to be an influencer to younger generations if you are staying trendy. If you're not staying trendy, then they just don't care because they think you're just out of touch.
I think it's all about your personality. Now, I want to say this kind of loosely because I don't want to offend anybody by saying that people are dumb, but there's people who their personality is to follow rather than to lead, to
that's not offensive.
Be the follower. I mean, not everybody's made to lead and set the trend. So there's those people who are just like, I just want to go and do what I see, what culture says is cool. I don't want to have to be the one to stick out and do something new. So then there's the trendsetters that are kind of, that want to set the trend. They're like, I'm going to do everything I can because that's my personality and I want to be different. Yeah,
that's true. I guess all trends start with a genuine personality of someone, more likely.
Yeah. So I guess it's all,
and then it becomes
down
a trend.
Your personality.
It could become either they genuinely like it, they just want to follow a trend, or they hate it and they're being fake.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a cool place to close. I wouldn't say it's offensive. I don't think it's offensive to say that some people are followers and not trendsetters. That's different between like followers and leaders, because that's a whole different conversation which we can have in the future. But just because we're talking about trends and what's popular, I don't think that's offensive to say some people just follow trends and just followers of people who set trends because that's what they do. I don't think that's offensive, but I'm not a super big trend follower, just in a couple things. Yeah. So I couldn't speak for everyone.
Okay, well, that's our topic today.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Yeah, honestly, that's the best way we can get support. That, and when we come out with movies, like the one that's currently out right now, Dying of the Leaves, you can purchase that. But just keeping up with us and watching our stuff allows us to be able to grow you guys as our audience, allows us to stay in touch if you comment and everything, and just to build a community of an actual audience that's happening for WiseWorks. Not necessarily me and Josh here, but actually for the company WiseWorks and what we have a vision to do with a whole host of people hopefully in the future. So stay tuned. We'll try to have another video to you guys next week, and we hope that you guys do have a good week yourself. Okay, cool.